Greetings, Mr. and Mrs. Metropolitan Area. Trader Horn opens its 12th superstore, this one in Brooklyn, with unbelievable discounts on color TVs, appliances, VCRs, cassette recorders, microwaves, and more, with guaranteed lowest prices or your money back. Shop, compare, then go to Trader Horn's new superstore, exit 5 off the belt next to Caesar's Bazaar. Or visit any Trader Horn and get an RCA color TV for only $177, a Zenith for $212, a VCR for $277. Trader Horn's lowest prices always make news.
A minority-owned business needs help to grow where it's planted. It needs planning so the seeds of a good idea can take root. A minority-owned business needs attention and good management to weed out the problem areas. A minority-owned business needs capital, contracts, and customers like you and me.
Doing business with minority-owned business is good business for America.
If you're anywhere near my age, I'm sure you think about cancer now and then. The thing is, think sensibly about it. That means know the facts about the signs to watch for, about tests you should have, about how to talk to your doctor about cancer. You see, the individual is in the best position to detect cancer early, and believe me, that can make all the difference.
Call the Cancer Information Service toll-free at 1-800-4-CANCER for the free publication, Cancer Facts for People Over 50.
Mobile Showcase Network presents two short stories by Frederick Forsyth, starring Milo O'Shea and Dan O'Herlihy.
The time, 11 minutes past 3 o'clock. And good morning. This is Ed Ladd in the Channel 5 newsroom with the late night, early morning report. Lebanese radio says heavy shelling and sniper fire killed at least 8 people in Beirut yesterday, and rockets hit a village east of the capital. The latest violations of the 5-day-old ceasefire came as Muslim militias in West Beirut and U.S. officials joined the hunt for kidnapped U.S. diplomat William Buckley. On the national scene, former Vice President Walter Mondale is claiming a national victory in the Super Saturday Democratic caucuses. Mondale won the big Michigan battle, took Arkansas, and is ahead in Mississippi, where the final outcome will not be known before sometime next week. Mondale hailed his Michigan victory from Waukegan, Illinois, where he marched in a St. Patrick's Day parade and campaigned for the big Tuesday vote in that state. Illinois will select 171 delegates on Tuesday in the biggest battle yet for the Democratic presidential nomination. Mondale's showing on Saturday already is being seen as taking the edge off momentum built by challenger Gary Hart in New England and in the South. Jesse Jackson had his best day of the campaign, beating Mondale and Hart in his home state of South Carolina and running close to Mondale in Mississippi. Jackson reached at his home in Chicago late Saturday, said his showing indicates that his campaign is beginning to get the response from the American people. Jackson said he had not taken out a single newspaper ad and that he is running a poor campaign with a rich message. Mondale also is favored to collect a major share of the 53 delegates to be elected today in Puerto Rico, but there will be a shadow over the victory. Backers of Hart and Senator John Glenn announced earlier that they were withdrawing from the contest because it is fixed for Mondale. The dissidents will hold caucuses on Sunday to elect delegates they say will challenge the other group at the party convention in July. And in Atlanta yesterday, 2 Reagan administration officials defended their records in fulfilling promises to restore trust in the nation's environmental agencies. Both addressed the National Wildlife Federation. EPA Chief William Ruckelshaus says he's improved the agency, and it's, quoting now, doing what the law says we should be doing. Interior Secretary Clark promised openness with the Federation and with the news media. 2 men were convicted yesterday for raping a young woman in a barroom while other patrons stood by and cheered. The verdict in Fall River, Massachusetts came after 4.5 hours of deliberation and sparked an outburst from the defendant's supporters. 4 other defendants face charges in a separate trial. And a St. Patrick's Day parade passed by black ghettos in Miami, Florida without incident yesterday, and police began reducing the high profile they kept since a white police officer was acquitted Thursday of killing a black youth. A dozen businesses were ransacked, 25 people injured, and about 550 people arrested in 2 days of disturbances. Across the nation, 1 million Irish took to the streets yesterday to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with traditional parades and merrymaking. Here in New York, thousands cheered some 100,000 marchers in the city's annual parade. And in Chicago, the Chicago River turned from olive to Kelly green for the Windy City festivities. On the local scene, a vice president of a Manhattan jewelry firm was arrested yesterday and charged with staging a phony robbery of $2 million in emeralds and other gems to swindle his insurance company. 2 others were arrested and charged in the scheme, and 2 more suspects are being sought. Isaac Hamov, 22, vice president and son of the owner of the Norris Gem Company and Costa Trading Company at 71 West 47th Street, told police that 2 gunmen walked into the business's 5th-floor office on Thursday afternoon. Hamov said the men handcuffed him and his receptionist to a table and stole $2 million worth of emeralds, diamonds, sapphires, and rubies. Police raided an apartment at 98-20 62nd Drive, Rego Park, Queens, where they found the stolen gems worth only $500,000 and 3 ounces of cocaine. The residents of the apartment, Deborah Branham, 27, and Ted Thompson, 47, were arrested. Thompson allegedly hired the 2 gunmen who staged the phony heist. Police said Hamov staged the robbery to collect on an insurance claim. The gunmen, believed to have come from Chicago, were sought in the incident. Hamov was charged with robbery, grand larceny, conspiracy to commit robbery, attempted insurance fraud, and criminal use of a weapon. Thompson was slapped with the same charges, plus possession of a controlled substance and criminal possession of stolen property. Ms. Branham was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance and criminal possession of stolen property. A tiny baby boy, born 4.5 months premature, died early yesterday in a New York hospital. A spokesman said Luther Raymond Noble succumbed to a brain hemorrhage. He was born on Wednesday and weighed only 14 ounces. Now turning to sports, number 1 ranked North Carolina opened play in the NCAA championship tournament yesterday by breezing to a 77-66 win over Temple. All-American Michael Jordan scored 27 points to lead the Tar Heels in the East Regional game at Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina, now 28-2, will meet 18th-rated Indiana in the East semifinals Thursday night at Atlanta. Indiana beat Richmond 75-67 to advance.
Greetings, Mr. and Mrs. Metropolitan Area. Trader Horn opens its 12th superstore, this one in Brooklyn, with unbelievable discounts on color TVs, appliances, VCRs, cassette recorders, microwaves, and more, with guaranteed lowest prices or your money back. Shop, compare, then go to Trader Horn's new superstore, exit 5 off the belt next to Caesar's Bazaar. Or visit any Trader Horn and get an RCA color TV for only $177, a Zenith for $212, a VCR for $277. Trader Horn's lowest prices always make news.
A minority-owned business needs help to grow where it's planted. It needs planning so the seeds of a good idea can take root. A minority-owned business needs attention and good management to weed out the problem areas. A minority-owned business needs capital, contracts, and customers like you and me.
Doing business with minority-owned business is good business for America.
If you're anywhere near my age, I'm sure you think